either Case is just as good as Baker and can't be no better, or Stefanski don't really his play calling don't allow you to take 20-yard shots, deep shots down the field.
Because what was that stat that they had in the game on Sunday? He only threw one pass that was like two passes
that was 20 yards, and we didn't get him. He was 0 for 2 on. That's nuts.
Like, how is this?
That makes me want to throw up as a fan. Like the Browns got one more. Hey, I tell you, the Browns can't disappoint me anymore, man. I think the most disappointed I've ever been, and I've been listening to a lot of stations around the city today. And one thing we can all agree on, one thing me and all the fellow other hosts can agree on. After the Browns lost in 2019 to the Broncos with a third-string quarterback, I just kind of felt indifferent about it. Like, if you win, you win. You lose, you lose, it just, I don't know. I mean, if they went out and lost to Detroit on Sunday, I don't think I want to come back and talk about them no more. I'll come and talk about the Cavs. I don't want to talk about the Browns.
We're going to talk about this a little later, man.
Oh, man. I don't think I could do it. If you go out on Sunday and lose to Detroit.
Well, then you know that it's deeper than things just that we seeing, on television, because, at a certain point as a man, and I don't know what it's like to be a man, but you lose into one of the historically worst franchises in all of the NFL. How could that be possible? Like, this team needs to buckle up. Well, I mean, at this point, I place a lot of it on Baker. I'm almost like 49% Baker, 51% Kevin.
Listen, wait, you said how much?
51% Kevin, 49% Baker.
All right, that's kind of fair. I was about to say, man, if you would have said like something like 70% Baker,
nah.
I'd have been like, man, all right.
No,
you must be the captain of the Baker hater club.
No,
I'm at the door taking tickets, but you might be the one driving the boat.
I have gotten off Baker a lot, but he's playing terrible. He's playing awful. Yeah. And if he's that hurt, he doesn't need to be playing. Take him out of the game and put Case Keenum in, because I don't know, they might be doing more damage to his career long term, having him play through this. Most people, they wrap it up for the year. They don't want to, but they had a surgery and then they heal.
I want to know whose decision is it that he's playing. It can't all just be
it's got to be a mutual decision. Kevin allowing it, that's like daddy. He's allowing it. You, the head coach, the buck stops with you. Every decision that team that goes on with that team, you are the one who has the authority to make it. So if Baker's telling you that you should be wanting to look out for your quarterback, his future and his career, because this season is a wash.
It shouldn't be this hard to be a football fan of a team. Why can't we just have a comparable team that gets it done? I think they will Sunday, but I really don't want to keep having these conversations. I would rather just come in, talk about who we beat this week, we're going to the next week. It's so hard to get on and just talk about finger pointing stuff,
Well, that's what we're here for, man. Yeah. We got to talk about this stuff.
No, I know. It's just so it's annoying, man, because you figure guys that's getting paid millions and millions of dollars have very little common sense about things.
Yeah, they're not here every day. They, in the national, so they not here, throughout the rigmarole and, the dirty work, that we're doing, observing this team on a daily basis and talking about this team and trying to assess and dialogue and understand. But it's hard, this is a roster, but the Browns are what their record is, though.
Yeah,
we are as advertised. And, you can look great on paper. And we thought, there were so many defense improvements and we're one of the worst defenses in all of football. We thought, oh, my God, we got all these receivers coming back. Odell is healthy. He'll be able to help us. And then what happened? Kevin Stefanski didn't throw him the ball. He didn't call plays to him.
And the thing about it, I don't see Odell as just a wide. I see Odell as a weapon. Not just a wide receiver.
You
seen how
game
did you watch the game last night? Granted, Odell didn't have a lot of impact because he's only been there for about 3 days or so. But did you see how he had him in the backfield lined up as a running back, as just a decoy?
I didn't because I was covering the Cavs game, so I
he had him lined back as as a running back, stuff like that. Like, and the crazy part about it, we running the same style of, like, I don't think a lot of people like think about that. Like us, Shanahan, the Vikings, and a few other teams are running the same style of offense, like the same style, and they're seeing success with their wide receivers. They're seeing success with their running backs. They ain't just they running 2-3 tight end sets, but they're not doing it for 85% of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I don't like to compare my team's success to others, but it's like, man, if I notice, like, all right, we doing this, we kind of lining up the same way this way. Why can't we use Odell how San Francisco used Deebo Samuel? Why can't we use Donovan Peoples-Jones like Minnesota Vikings using Adam Thielen? It's just nuts, man. Like we using Nick Chubb like them other running backs, like Dalvin Cook and all like that. We getting that done, but
there's just no imagination with the play calling.
It is
no trickery, no little, you don't got to do 1,000 tricks because of analytics, but you're just doing nothing. What you put on tape is what you put to make teams be able to stop you. And guess what? You came out hot. Those scripted plays, you can run the heck out of those scripted plays. You get you a touchdown, but it all go downhill after that. And Bill Belichick was prepared for that. And they got to give, just like the Browns got to give to that early pick six. Boston pretty well. You know who I mean. They pretty much got almost to pick six. And that changed momentum. But that initial one definitely changed the swing of the game. And at 21-6, you still had 21-7. You still had a little bit of opportunity to gain some ground, but they just couldn't put anything together after that offensively. And you got to give props to Bill Belichick for scheming for that and taking away everything that you did well. He lets you get that one. He lets you get your rocks off, that first time. But after that, him and what's his brother? What's his son's name with the mullet?
Oh, Steven.
Yeah, Steven Belichick. Yeah. That's the defensive coordinator. But, from pretty much from that point on, it was a complete lockdown.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was amazing to watch, kind of, because, the Browns, you're like, oh, man, here we go. We about to go ahead and steal one in Foxborough. We ain't won here in 30 years. Bill Belichick was not so fast. I'm still mad at y'all. And guess what? Y'all not going to win this game. Yeah. So, I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due, and he made adjustments. And what do you think about Miles speaking out? And who else was it that spoke out after the game talking about, they didn't make the adjustments and things John like Johnson. That? Yeah. What are your thoughts about that? Because that could kind of cause a little bit of a stir.
Well, today, Anthony Walker was he wasn't asked, but he wasn't asked verbatim about what do you think about Miles said, but he kind of was asked about the whole situation. And the way he worded it was like he took up for Joe Woods.
Okay.
So I kind of agree with what he said. Like Miles, yeah, he didn't adjust, but man, it's like it seemed like Miles is only out there for sacks. Like Miles ain't the same Miles as it this year. Like it seemed like Miles is just changing the sack record. Like where's the strip sack Miles? Where's the Miles that was picking dudes up off their feet? Body slamming them, like where's that Miles at? Like, I feel like, man, if Miles was completely head and shoulders just the most dominant player on the team, then you got the right to call out. But everything's looking bad. Like Miles is getting chipped. They was running 2-3 guys Miles away, and he wasn't evaded. He's supposed to be better than Aaron Donald. So I feel like at the end of the day, man, I would keep stuff like that in house. That's not nothing.
Do you really feel like he was, ragging on Joe Woods or just talking about overall? Because, the team, like if you as a player, you didn't make an adjustment as a player.
No.
At the end of the day, it fall on them as well. They the ones out there.
Anytime a player said adjustments, that they 9 times out of 10 is talking about coaching.
I mean, I know, but also as a player, though, you have a duty to make some adjustments as well. Just like the quarterback had the ability to audible, you can make adjustments as well.
Miles, I mean, even though the Browns, which I think is weird that they don't have captains, Miles organically as the captain of this team. You know, you one of the veterans of this team. You know, you
left gang captains.
Yeah, just like we give Baker that pedestal of being the number one pick. Myles Garrett also was the number one pick. You know, so I want to see Myles act like it. You know, like they compare Myles to all the old players with, and I think Myles is dominant. But at the end of the day, I need Myles to be dominant as a veteran too. You know, keep this defense in line. You know, if they mess up, if Joe Woods ain't doing nothing, be that accountable player. Say, hey, you ain't doing nothing. I ain't about to let this defense go downhill.
Do you consider him a leader for doing that?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Because on building Browns and all like that, Myles be talking. So, is you talking for the camera or is you talking to be a leader? So, I mean, if you showing me on camera that you're talking, I only have to believe it.
You think defense having another meeting? I hope so.
No, I don't think that.
Why not? They're not burnt.
No, I don't think that. I don't think they have. I don't think it's going to be a players' meeting. I think it's going to be an open dialogue between players and coaches. If there is a meeting, like, look, let's kill all the social media stuff and let's play. I like what Anthony Walker said today, and that tells me that it might happen to me because he said it ain't no more talking. It's playoff football from today on. So, I mean, if he's the leader, Myles is the leader in my opinion. So I feel like if he's saying it, then that got to be the mentality going through the whole defense. You know, I don't know if it's on the offensive side yet, but at least on the defense, because the defense look like the defense gonna have to be the backbone for at least majority of these wins.
I kind of look at it as two different ways. So I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily looked at it as, and I know the majority of people do. They look at it as, you know, a dig against Joe Woods, but I look at it as an indictment against the team overall. You know, because they didn't make the offensive adjustments that need to be made as well too. So let's not forget about the offense and what they weren't able to do. Mm-hmm. Once, you know, the Patriots made adjustments. So I look at that as a reflection on everybody and people not doing their jobs on Sunday. They didn't do what they was paid to do. Well, they did, but they lost. And to me, you know, I think that game was such a crapshoot anyway, you know, possible. I think that the spread was 2 points, I think. So, you know, anybody could have won that game, I think.
Absolutely.
But the Browns is just 45-7, man. It's just like, come on, man. Where is this coming from? You know, they wasn't playing with no energy, no excitement, you know, no commitment to moving the ball vertically. You know, what in the world is going on with this offense? You only got 6 receiving touchdowns, and you're in week 11. We're heading to week 11, and we only have 6 passing touchdowns. Like, how can you be a playoff team, let alone win a playoff game with an offense like this?
That's terrible.
You know, you play good every once in a while.
That's terrible.
So what's supposed to happen then? You can't play, you know, good every once in a while. It has to be consistent effort.
Be consistent. And we haven't had consistent from any part of the team. Consistent coaching, consistent offense, defense, special teams. We haven't had any type of consistency, period.
We got to solve this Baker situation.
It's going to solve itself.
I think so, too.
It's got 7 weeks, and it'll solve itself.
I think so, too. But
I'm not going to sit here. Listen, I'm not even going to put that bad energy in the air no more and say what he is. We all know. We all know. We got our own opinions about it, but in 7 weeks will tell. If he, I know he got people out listening to what the national media is saying, stuff like that, and I expect him to have a great week this week. But if it doesn't continue, Brown's gonna have the easiest decision come springtime.
Yeah, I mean, it looked easy to me now. I mean, there's been so many. I mean, last year, did he show he was a franchise quarterback? Yeah, he did.
In the second half, not in the first half.
Yeah, but $40 million, I would never pay that guy $40 million a year. So, no, absolutely not. Range 25 to 30, yeah, I would do that. But he probably ain't taking that because Lamar might reset the market. Patrick Mahomes probably has. Yeah. But no telling what this contract for Lamar is going to be.
It'd be nice to sign him before then. It'll be nice for him to have a good season, and they just signed a mid-season right before then.
No, but you could. You had, and I'm glad that they didn't, because they had to see what he had. And right now, the only thing he's consistent at is being inconsistent. So I'm glad that they didn't offer him a contract, because now they can see what they get. Wouldn't you be mad if we assigned him to a $40 million contract and this is how he playing?
I don't think he's 40, but
I'm just saying hypothetically, and we stuck with this for forever.
I'd be sick.
You know how bad it's gonna be. A Browns fan is literally gonna be like being on the top field dragster, where you go up and you go down every week. And I'm not trying to live like this no more. I'm not trying to do this every week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's hard. How yesterday you didn't have any answers. I don't have any answers right now either, because I'm just sick of it. I'm literally sick of it. Why this football team can't get themselves together. I don't understand it. Why, we ain't even got to the defense hardly, but, we're going to go ahead and take a break. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back. I'm just tired today.
I knew I was right. Chris, so it is. I was listening to Boiling Fox on the way here, and Bobby Carpenter was on.
Yeah.
He is the Heisman favorite right now by a large margin. CJ Stroud.
Did you see that they said that the Ohio State was supposed to win over Michigan State by like 30 points? Mm-hmm. The fuck? All right, what you want to talk when we come back? A little defense or?
Yeah, defense. I just know the college football rankings close out the house.
Oh, did you want to do AFC North?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
This event will take place at the Pentecostal Church of Christ, 1515 Chester Avenue.
Yeah, I'm just dragging right now, man.
Like exhausted.
Yeah, that too. It's a lot, man.
Download your free ticket today and see Miss Leandria Johnson.
You will also hear from the Cleveland Foundation's Vice President of Programs, Dale Anglin, St. Luke's Foundation CEO and President, Tim Tramble, Sisters of Charity.
Oh, can you log into Facebook to see the show? Can you log into Facebook to see the show to see if we got any comments? Because I don't do it on my work computer.
Former medical staff president, Dr. Sherry Williams, and medical director of inclusion, diversity, and equity, Dr. Charles Modlin, Gaines Funeral Home CEO and President Kay Evans Gaines.
Hear from survivors of coronavirus and the young men of some, the house-seeking spiritual believers.
Learn about testing and vaccination alternatives.
Download your free ticket now at WOVU.org for the long haul kickoff.
Oh, we 5-5? I thought we was 5-6.
Featuring Leandria Johnson, Saturday, November 27th at 5 o'clock p.m.
This event is brought to you by COVID Long Haul Survivors and WOVU 95.9 FM, Our Voices United, a Burton-Bell Carr community radio station. To attend, you must show proof of vaccination or proof of a negative test taken no more than 14 days beforehand.
I don't see it. I'm going to just go on my phone. Send me the link.
Huh?
Can you send me the link?
Oh, I think you had, it's going to All Sports All Plays. All Sports All Plays. All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle, WOVU 95.9 FM. Remember, you can always give us a call at 216-271-0959. You always want to join the conversation. You can always listen to us live at WOVU.org. You can always download that WOVU app so you can take us on the go. And then you can listen to us via StreamYard on All Sports, All Plays Network on Facebook.com. The stream is ran that way, or you should be able to watch me at Rachel L. Hill at Facebook.com. You should be able to view us that way so we can read your comments and things like that. But Marshawn, talking about this defense, man, I know there's so many, well, first let's start. What should this defense be proud about? What are they doing well?
What are they doing well? Sacking quarterbacks, about it.
Yeah, but you only got one. How many sacks did they have
the other day?
Yeah,
I want to say, I know Miles obviously got one.
But that can't be the only thing you do well, because that's not a phenomena that don't happen all too often.
They got 2 sacks actually.
He had 2 sacks.
No, he didn't have 2 sacks. The Browns themselves had 2. He had a sack, and Malik McDowell had a sack.
Yeah, so a sack is great, but they don't happen that often during games. Yeah. So that's kind of bad if the only thing we got to hang our hat on is sacks, because we did pretty much got burnt in every which way. We struggled to stop the run. We struggled to stop the pass. So, I think the players should have a meeting and, decide, who do they want to be? What team do they want to be from here on out? They have to decide that, because right now it's not looking good, and the schedule only gets harder. So last year we was gifted an easy schedule. This year the schedule only gets harder. Let's see. I want to see. I don't have a schedule memorized. Even Kate memorizes the schedule. I don't.
She does?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. She's a little psychotic. So we have the Lions still. We don't know what that's going to be. The Ravens on Sunday Night Football. That's going to be something, a prime time game. Then you have your bye week. Then you have the Ravens at home. This is the weirdest schedule of all time. You have the Ravens at home. Then you have the Raiders, and the Raiders are tanking. Too bad Willie can't be with us today. Maybe we'll talk with him tomorrow. But the Raiders are tanking. They got whooped by Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. Then after that, you have the Green Bay Packers on Christmas at Green Bay. I think that was messed up. We should have been in Cleveland. I don't think that's fair how we were in Green Bay.
I'm trying to think. Last time we played them, did we go there? They came here.
They did?
Here. Mm-hmm. They came here.
Forget them.
Because we went to Detroit. We went to Chicago. Chicago came here this year. Yeah, we went to Detroit and Chicago. Yeah.
How many years ago was that? Do you remember? Because it's like we average, playing them, like 3 to 5 years, But
no, so far, I mean, looking at the stats and stuff, they lead in the league in sacks. So, like I say, sacks is something they definitely, I guess, they can lead their head on. No, I mean, they're and the negatives on turnover, on giveaways and takeaways, turnover differential. They -1, which is not good, because I feel like this defense would be so much better if they could get more takeaways. You've seen it against Cincinnati. We've seen how good we could be when we play Chicago, even though Chicago is terrible. Now, I feel like this team would thrive off more takeaways. If we can get more takeaways, it will bring a better energy to this team. We always have said the weakest spot of the team is the linebackers. The linebackers haven't really showed anything all year to say. I mean, good. Granted, you don't really hear much about them. So, you know what they always said: you don't hear nothing about a player that means they're doing something good. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they did get exposed a little bit against the Patriots. I'm not too much worried about the cornerback. I think the cornerbacks and the D-line are the neck and neck for the bright spots. Secondary, between John Johnson and Ronnie Harrison, I don't know which one I want going first. You know, and I know this might be a little overreaction, but you know, I mean, John Johnson came here. We didn't trade for him. You chose to come here. You know, you was one of the best safeties in the market at the time, and man, you got destroyed the other day by Hunter Henry. Ronnie Harrison, man,
a hothead.
He
made more penalties.
I watched the game just to say, dang, I wonder when he gonna start, when he gonna do something crazy.
Yeah, because he has more penalties than he does have good plays. And like you said, you know, he's a hothead whose penalties are detrimental to your team, and your team can't afford to have these penalties. They're the most penalized team in the league, and you place your team in ill-afforded spots.
It reminded me so much of Freddie when Freddie was here, how the team was just undisciplined. We lead the league in off-snap penalties. That's Freddie's stuff, man. Like I would have thought this team would have been a little bit more mature. Because when Stefanski got here, he said, I take personality, but I require effort. Now, so that tells me that this team is going to be more mature. They're going to be more focused, more locked in. And we're still seeing stuff from when Freddie was here. A little bit of stuff from when Hugh was here. You know, like, we're not seeing mature guys who are now in a much different position or in a much different era of Browns football that actually want to win, you know, don't want to be known as, what do they call us, the clowns, or taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. And we all know what the Super Bowl really means, things of that nature. Like, I thought we were past that. And all of these off-snap penalties and, you know, getting blitzed by 38 points tells me that, you know, maybe we ain't, that door ain't is closed, but it could fly open at any point, you know. I don't know. I think, like I say, the Browns team, it's a cycle with these guys. The national media killing them all this week.
They deserve it.
They're going to come on Sunday, and they're going to destroy Detroit. I wouldn't be surprised if they blow Detroit out. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, Chubb comes in, he get him a $115. Dearness Johnson probably getting about 40 to 60 yards in the touchdown. So I wouldn't be honest, but I don't care about the Detroit game. I care about when we go to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. I care about when we go to Lambeau Field on Christmas, where the conditions ain't gonna be so ideal. You know, they're gonna be just as bad as if it's playing on Lake Erie. I care about when we got to go to Pittsburgh at the end of the year. I don't care about Cincinnati. We got Cincinnati's number. I think Cincinnati is the only team that we probably got fear, that we instill fear in. I don't think no other team in the NFL fears us.
You think so? I don't know about all that.
Baker, the most confident player in the world when we play in Cincinnati. In Baker's eyes, when we play in Cincinnati, he's back at Oklahoma and they play in Kansas. That's how he look at Cincinnati back.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, this defense is leaves so much to be desired, and you know, you only can lose 2 more games.
No, you can't lose no more.
To have hope to make in the playoffs.
I told you, Rachel, you need to go 11 wins to get in the playoffs.
11.
Well,
so that's 2 more. They can lose. That's
1 more. You only can lose 1 more.
Oh, I forget.
I don't think they're gonna be.
I'm like David Njoku. I forgot about the 17 games.
I don't think they're gonna beat Baltimore twice. So I'll give that L, but no, I think you gotta go on the Lambeau on Christmas Day and get a dub. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, you gotta go in there and handle business.
How, man?
Figure it out. Stefanski was in the NFC. Stefanski was in the NFC North for over 10 years.
14.
We beat Minnesota. We beat Chicago. We're gonna beat Detroit. I wouldn't be surprised if Stefanski did Wallace. That's what my man Jalen Rose called it, the Wallace, the sweep of the NFC North, because he was there for 14 years. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, that would be good if he did, because we definitely need that W against Green Bay, because
I
most people think that's an L.
I mean, Green Bay looking good, but you know they just lost. They just lost the running back, Adam Jones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not sure if they're gonna make Aaron Rodgers be the savior for him again or not, but I don't know. I can see that situation going one way or another. And by Christmas, we'll know. Because if we beat them on Christmas, then that'll tell me that Green Bay is kind of falling apart. Because right now they're a much better team than us. I don't know who. I can't tell you on the Browns is about to stop Devontae Adams.
You know they targeted Greg Newsome a lot during that game too.
Yeah.
They didn't go after.
Yeah, because they see. Be honest, man. Going back to that Cincinnati game, a lot of people are like, oh, we blew out Cincinnati. Cincinnati was a few mistakes from that game being a close game. If those who really watched it, first two drives they was driving easily.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Oh yeah, and then the Patriots opened up with a 16-play drive and took 9 minutes off the clock. So they allow these long drives to eat up all this chunk of minutes, and then the clock works against you.
Yeah, you
have nothing left. So yeah,
it makes me throw up to know that the team got 4 drives of 90+ yards.
Yeah, man, setting records.
It's disgusting.
Setting records. You can always have a record day against the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. And then what was the running back's name? He had a record too.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, he had a record too.
Well, I did hear of him, but that's just nuts.
Yeah. And I'm sure Bill Belichick is very happy about that. So let's talk about the walking wounded. Or did you? We can go over the division tomorrow.
Yeah, we go over the division tomorrow, Willie.
But let's talk about the Cleveland Cavs, who are the walking wounded. Everything was looking great for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and word comes down of another injury. Evan Mobley is going to be gone for 2 to 4 weeks due to a sprained elbow. Lost Colin Sexton the week before last to a meniscus tear. I mean, and Kevin Love is still out. Kevin and Larry Markkinen are still out to the COVID protocol.
How long have they been out for?
It has been 2 weeks at this point.
I don't understand that. So in the NFL, you can catch COVID and be good in 5 days. But in the NBA, it take you 2 weeks.
I'm like,
I don't understand
because it's been a minute to me now at this point. I
feel like K-Love probably played the first 3 games, and we haven't seen him. Great.
And he happy about that too, because Kevin like his coin, so he get to chill and do nothing.
Taco
Fall out here getting minutes, man.
Yeah, he's sitting at home probably drinking lattes and watching Sex in the City.
Right.
And he watching
with his fiance. Taco Fall out here getting burned, man. Is that bad? They be chanting for Taco. Yeah. They be like, we want Taco.
But no, the Cavs are starting to come into that stretch. I know my man said no Cavs slander, but
they about to get rocked on Thursday. Though.
You got the Nets, Warriors, Suns, Magic, Mavericks. You probably will win.
Go do it again.
Nets, Warriors, Suns, Magic, Mavericks. They probably get 2 of them.
Magic and the Mavericks.
I give them 2 of them. They're not beating the Nets.
But remember how they beat the Nets like 3 times last year? It was crazy. For whatever reason, they had that team up there.
Anything can happen.
For whatever reason.
Right now, I feel like KD is on a whole nother level. James Harden is starting to understand the new rules that's added, and he's starting to get in his groove. That's hard. That's hard. I mean, Joe Harris is out for a little bit, but they got a young guy on their bench that named Cam Thomas that I feel like they give him some time. He'll get some burn. And then the Warriors is just playing ridiculous right now.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, I don't know if it's going to be.
I know they'll beat the Magic. The Magic is absolutely terrible. And
this happened at the worst
I'm going to say you got the Nets 2 games. I wouldn't be surprised if they get 1 of them.
Split.
So I'll say 3. I'll say 3. 3 out of 1, 2, 3. So if they went 3-3 over these next 6, that's good. That's good. I think it'll be more of like a 2-4 thing. because they got a lot of injuries. You know, a lot of them. Colin, meniscus, the rookie Mobley, and it's crazy. I don't know. I forgot who was I talking about. We were saying like, man, Mobley at the 5, he's skinny. You put him. They put him at the center position yesterday against guys like Robert Williams, Al Horford, who got that NBA muscle, and man got his first little injury, man.
Yeah.
So I hope it's more so on the 2-week side than the 4-week side because he was a bright spot. Even though yesterday he was 0-4, it was 0-4-11.
11, yeah, he's corny.
Goodness gracious, we know he's a power forward for sure.
Yeah, they was double teaming him and stuff like that too. And you know when Cavs when he went out, the Cavaliers struggled to penetrate.
Yeah.
You know, down in the low post or whatever. They really struggled.
Does a lot, man. Like he's a guy, man. Like he can do everything: shoot, pass, dribble, defend. Like he doesn't really foul. Like has really good discipline with guard people and not trying to foul them. So
yeah.
That's
a huge blow. And I don't know when Jared Allen is coming back because you have Jared Allen. But he was sick too.
But Jared Allen is good for defense. And I ain't gonna lie, I give Jared Allen his respect because he's definitely showed me some things offensively that he wasn't doing when he was with Brooklyn. Like he got a little package off him. I guess $100 million could do something to you, because he definitely got an offensive package. He definitely got an offensive package I wasn't expecting. So. He's definitely gonna be able to help them, but honestly, in my opinion, I think it's gonna come down to Darius Garland having to step up offensively, Ricky Rubio having to step up a little bit offensively.
I don't know how much more can Ricky Rubio step up though. How much he got in him? He already playing the full capacity.
Ever since they changed ever since they started to cater these NBA rules to more like kind of internationally. You're starting to see guys like Patty Mills and Ricky Rubio in the Olympics look like MJ, honestly. And then they translate back to the league. It may not sustain the whole year, but Ricky Rubio definitely starting off strong. So I think especially if you can get K Love and marketing back, you'll be okay because marketing can definitely pick up some of the scoring. He's definitely a 20-point guy when needed, but. I don't know. I honestly think that they hurting right now. You losing.
They lost everybody.
You lost pretty much your top, in my opinion, your top 2 scorers, Colin and Evan Mobley. So
rebounder.
It's gonna be
and dunker.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard. Let me see who they open up with in December. Oof.
What?
Oof. So they opened December with the Heat, Wizards, Jazz, Bucks, Bulls, Timberwolves, Kings, Heat, Rockets, Bucks.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, that's a lot, man.
They're gonna beat the Rockets. The Rockets are absolutely terrible. Minnesota, I don't know. The Kings, depending on how healthy the Cavs is, I think they could definitely take those 3 down. But the Bucks, they coming.
Then you gotta hope Colin, because what was we saying? The most would be 8 weeks.
6 to 8.
Yeah, you gotta hope, but they still ain't released no information. Like, why haven't they released no information?
I don't know.
That has me worried.
I don't know.
That could potentially be very bad.
No, meniscus ain't really, because you remember Russell Westbrook tore his meniscus and came back for the playoffs. So.
Yeah, but still, I don't like that. Why are they withholding stuff?
They probably just. Like when Colin come back, he come back, they probably don't want to put a timetable on it. It's like 6 to 8 weeks, and who knows? Colin seems like the type of guy that he was like Wolverine. He come back in 4 weeks.
Man, I'm hoping so. How about Denzel Valentine getting some burn?
I was surprised at that. I was surprised. I didn't even know he was still on the team.
Yeah, he been getting a lot of minutes the past few nights.
I like Denzel. I didn't know where he would fit in that simply because, he's a guard. He like a point, like kind of a facilitating guard.
Yeah.
Like not Evan, like we're kind of like Evan Mobley, even though Evan Mobley ain't a guard, but he's more of a facilitator like Darius Garland and Rubio. So I really didn't know, where he would fit in, but he's starting to come off the ball and starting to score a little bit more. So I really like what Denzel is doing. I'm anxious to see now that he can get some more burn with Colin out, Lamar Stevens is out, things of that nature. What he gonna do? So I'm gonna be watching him a little bit more.
Yeah, but yeah, he ain't looking, and he got a decent 3-point shot when it falls. So yeah, but yeah, Darius, we don't need him to go down. So knock on wood. I mean anything about that.
They go down. Cavs might want to think about tank button, man, for a little bit till they come back.
Yeah, and then his buddy Steph gonna be in town, so I wonder what kind of dialogue they gonna have. But yeah, Darius Garland, he been on one. You know, they played amazingly well. They hung in games. You know, they played really slow last night, and I think that's one of the reasons why they wasn't in catch up when Boston went on that run. They played slow. How about Dennis Schroeder sitting here looking like an all-star when he was terrible with the Lakers?
Well, Rachel, we got 3 minutes. We ain't got enough time. But not everybody can play with LeBron. Kyle Kuzma was looking like a scrub. Look at him now. He's second best player. Well, second, third, however you want to argue, best player on the Wizards. Remember, Jay Crowder couldn't get nothing done here in Cleveland. He didn't went on to other teams. Everybody can't play with everybody. It takes.
But why not? Why can't you play with LeBron?
It's 3 types of people that can. 3 type of players that can play with LeBron. A guard that could get his own shot, i.e., Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving. To be determined, Russell Westbrook. A guy that he can run a pick and roll with, Kevin Love, Anthony Davis, Chris Bosh, or a guy who just, I was about to cuss, a guy who don't care. I was about to say something. Oh, man, I gotta call myself. But a guy who don't care, i.e., J.R. Smith, Damon Jones.
JR was just here for the free stuff.
They don't care. At the end of their career, they don't care. They don't care. They just with it, man. They willing to take whatever. Any money is better than no money, and I'm gonna get that ring with it. But I honestly don't think the Lakers is gonna win this year, man.
No, it's Golden State.
I don't think they're gonna win either. If Golden State go up against Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn's gonna win.
Over under Kyrie be back at the.
Hey, we waiting on that. We waiting on the mayor to lift that mandate, but. No, if you do a study on like LeBron's teams, I was checking out the championship teams LeBron has had. They had they were strong the entire season. It wasn't no up and downness. It wasn't no, oh, we good one day, we bad another day. No, they was strong. The Lakers with 2020, they was the number 1 seed in the West. I don't think nobody really saw that coming. They was strong from start to finish. And when normally you don't see that, I mean, that kind of tell you that. He ain't probably winning one of those this year.
Mm-hmm. You don't think he's gonna play till he's 45? Everybody want to play till they're 45, like Tom Brady.
And LeBron got business endurance. He got the house set up in LA. He ain't going nowhere. He probably gonna live in LA for the rest of his life and just chill. You know, basketball and everything. He a billionaire.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't. But you think he want to get at least? Because how many he got? He got 4. You think he want to get another 2 though?
For what? He solidified. I mean, if he doing it, he'll be doing it for the other players that he playing with, like Melo, like Russell Westbrook, things of that nature. But as far as for him, his legacy is solidified. You know, I mean, we could argue where he is as far as all the greats, but no, he's solidified. He's good.
All right, and that's it for us. You've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We are out of here. I just caught that too. I just saw it was 7.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, we good. Chris just caught it too. Good show. I just was exhausted. I wasn't feeling it today.
Next Monday, I'm going to the Cleveland State game.
When?
Next Monday.
Oh, okay.
They playing Coppell. I'm going.
What time it start?
7.
Oh. That should be fun.
the whole cheating thing. So he's gonna just do whatever he wants to do. Really, what I'm here for, and then we go from there. Also, another guy like that is going to be Clayton Kershaw, a guy who already got his ring. He already, you know what I mean? Like some guys are kind of already they are who they are, right? Like they're like going out and getting another ring. Would it be neat? Yeah, sure, but it won't be the end all be all for some of these guys. You know what I mean?
And maybe he just wants a new atmosphere too. You know, new crowd, new. I wouldn't say new fans, but different fans, different. I mean, we all know how LA is. It's a dangerous spot.
Yeah, and if you really think about it, so for instance, one name, Javier Baez. I'm looking at CBS, and they have him projecting going to the Phillies, which I kind of get. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's kind of this thing where, for me, I feel like Baez should not leave the Mets. That's just me. Maybe it's a lot of people disagree with me when I say that, but I think him and Lindor, that shortstop, second base, McKenna